Yo, hello and welcome to today's stream. How's it going today? I hope you're all having a great day. Bienvenidos al stream de hoy. Espero que estéis teniendo un buen día y sobre todo, yoho. Yo voices, how's it going? Bienvenidos. Hoy no sabía qué dibujar. Me he pasado desde ayer, después de terminar el stream de ayer, pensando, guau, ¿qué voy a dibujar hoy? Tengo muchos dibujos por acabar. No sé cuál de ellos escoger. Y al final elegí este porque es bastante reciente. Lo quiero avanzar, a ver qué tal sale. Y ya, ¿por qué no? Pixel art! Let's do some pixel art today. I spent since after yesterday's stream thinking, wow, what am I gonna draw today? I don't know. I have so many things to continue, so many works in progress and ideas that I want to draw. I have no idea what to go with today. So I ended up picking this one, which is a little pixel art that I sketched some days ago. It's a little bit messy because I had to move some things around, so it's blurry. It's really blurry because when you move pixels, when you rotate them, this is what happens. Esto es lo que pasa cuando intentas rotar píxeles. Se van un poco a tomar por saco. Also, there's a cat here walking around my desk. Meow, I know. You're so cute. Okay, you're gonna have to let me draw today. You can do this every day. Come on. Ya no es lunes hoy. Hoy es un jueves. Hacía mucho que no teníamos un jueves. It's been a long time since our last Thursday. It's been a long time since then. We've had so many Mondays and yet no Thursdays in so many weeks. So, let's give it a try. Let's see if we can work on this today. Let's do some pixel art. Hagamos un poco de pixel art hoy. Voy a intentar hacer este dibujo de esta OC mía que se llama Vega. I'm gonna do a pixel art of this OC of mine that's called Vega. I finished her complete design not so long ago. This is how it turned out. Así acabó su diseño. Lo completé hace poquito. Tenía una versión antigua de su diseño, pero quería renovarla un poco porque estaba bastante anticuada. De hecho, debo tener por aquí el arte antiguo. I think I have around here the old art. She used to have an old design for a long time, so I finally decided to give her a little revamp. Un poco maga blanca. Es más como una viajera que sí causa magia. No necesariamente como magia blanca Final Fantasy, pero me gusta más la magia como conveniente, magia útil. Ok, Lire, por favor, vamos a hablar de esto, ¿vale? Lire, no puedes estarte paseando por mi mesa porque vas a tirar cosas al suelo y no puedo estarte dando atención. We need to talk about this. I have a cat here in my desk who is begging for attention and she's really stubborn. She's gonna end up knocking everything out from my desk and she's not gonna let me work. Okay, this was how... not this one, this one. This is how her old design looked. She even has a chibi in the challenge. Let me see if I can find the chibi. Because I also finished the chibi a long time ago. También terminé el chibi hace bastante tiempo. Aquí está. Ta-chan! There's Vega. She's been around for a long time, but until recently she did not have an updated design. The white cape has stayed, but now her outfit is no longer orange. Now it's purple, which feels kind of fitting. I like how it looks on her. I had to go through multiple sketches to decide on the final design, but I'm really proud of how it turned out. You're gonna keep hearing meows in the background because she keeps coming here, pestering me. Yes, you. I'm talking about you. You little goblin. The goblin of attention. You're so cute. And I know you know it. This is how all the variations turned out of my first ideas for the design. There were some pretty cool things in there, like I like this flame thingy, but it was not super fitting. So I decided to not go with that in the end. But I like how it turned out in the end. It felt like there was too much stuff in her head if I added all this decoration. So I ended up going with only the hairpin. But yeah. The second one won with some changes. Because I ended up simplifying some more stuff in it. Sometimes going simple is the best option. Al final ir un poco simple es la mejor opción a veces para que no se vaya de las manos el diseño. So, I'm gonna be doing a drawing. Lide, please. Lide. Can you let me work, please? Can you let me draw for once? Can you let me draw? I know. I'm gonna be petting the cat with one hand. Hope that she lets me work with the other. Me está dando apoyo moral, pero demasiado. Me está dando demasiado apoyo moral. Tanto que no puedo centrarme en lo que tengo que hacer. I really like how it turned out in the end. So I'm gonna try to draw her in like a flower field. And I'm gonna try to draw her with her kind of signature flower, which is the spring gentian. It's a really nice flower that reminds me a lot of the flower she's got on like the hair ties, which looks like this. Looks kind of similar, right? It has more petals, but it does look pretty similar. So, let's go with that. They're gonna have to be very big gentians though, because they are pretty small flowers. They are not super big. But I guess we can do some artistic interpretations, right? Let's go. One thing that I wanna try also is using a more limited palette, probably, because it's something I wanna practice more in my pixel arts. I end up treating the colors in my pixel arts a lot like I do my colors in my normal art, which I guess doesn't have to be necessarily a bad thing. But I wanna try to keep it to not that many colors, perhaps. Yo, please, welcome. How's it going? Small flowers, but not small ghost, not small Yomi. Never small Yomi. Big Yomi, always. I will still try to use the main colors of her design as the main colors of the palette. Let's see how that turns out. So, for now, let's just paint under the sketch that I've got here, and after that we'll start polishing a lot of things. I just want to manage to figure out the composition and all that, because this was a very quick sketch. I just put the idea on paper and didn't do much more. So we'll see how it looks with the colors and see what we can change with it. Here we go. I also want to make with these different variations with different flowers, so I can make your character here thingy. I think it would be a really cool idea for one. Your character here is it's like a type of, let's say, commission, where you have already a preset pose and people can ask you to draw their character specifically in that scene. Always thought Yomi was canonically small, like fairy ghost, but more fragile and good at art and baking. I mean, I'm a lot of those things, I guess, but I'm not fairy size. I'm definitely not fairy size. Yo-hooo, chatos. No sé quién es ese. Pero bueno, bienvenido. ¿Qué tal? Oh wait, this is the braid. Wait, let's try to keep the background and her separate. So we can change things as needed, when needed. This goes like this. And there's the border. There's one flower here, and then there's this swing stuff. Maybe it should be the same color as the flower, perhaps, or maybe not. We'll keep them as separate colors for now. We'll just take the basic colors of her design and we'll try to figure out how to do the shadows and all that. I'm gonna improvise. Hoy toca improvisar, a ver cómo sale esto. That's why she likes flowers and plants and mushrooms and can transform into no more hamster or worm. That's the alchemy. It's alchemy and science joining hands together, figuring out things that could not be done before. Yes, that's exactly how it works. It works because yes. Does her head look a bit too big? Maybe, perhaps, I don't know. Let's take this brown from here. Okay. There's here the color of the shirt. The shoulder is supposed to be here. I think the flower is actually a little bit too high up. We're gonna move it a little bit. I did this sketch so messily that I have no idea where each thing is. Like, the flower should be here. It's supposed to be a lot more below. Color of the background also. I think it's what I'm gonna struggle with the most, because her palette, I know how to do her color palette, but the background right now is teal colors, stands out quite a bit. But if we wanna go more on the green side, let's try to figure this out. Like lighter green should be something more like this, perhaps. So where do we want the light to come from? I think that's pretty important to decide. ¿De dónde debería venir la luz? Eso es como bastante importante a decidir. Porque podría venir de ahí detrás, por ejemplo. Y entonces que la parte de toda de aquí delante esté más oscurecida. Creo que eso podría funcionar. I think this could work. But also, what if the light comes from below? What if the light is like all around here? It makes it seem like a more contained image. Es como que se ve una imagen más contenida, y si ponemos la luz arriba se ve más como como estándar, creo. No sé. Creo que sí me gusta. I think I like it like this. We're gonna put the light above, I think. No, below. The light's gonna be below, and then the shadows are gonna be above. We'll see how that looks. Oh, now so let's not forget the ear. The ear is supposed to be here. I don't know why there's hair in front of it. I sketched this really weird. The ear is also really high up right now. Ear should be here. Was she on the ground? Did you push her? I didn't. She's lying in here herself. She's just chilling. She's just chilling, enjoying the flowers. Solo está aquí de chill, disfrutando las flores. Let's do a bit of lines, and we're gonna do it with the darkest color in the palette right now. I'm gonna do it with this one. Just to define the shapes a little bit better, because right now this is a mess. Ahora mismo esto es un poco desastre. Vamos a poner algunas líneas. Aunque no se correspondan con la forma del color. Lo importante es que quede más o menos claro qué es cada cosa. Just like Alice, Yomi the bully. I didn't push her. It wasn't me. It was an orange falling to the ground. We saw it the other day in Lady Alice. It was an orange. Now I wonder if the orange seed was also part of the original story, or if it was an addition only from the name. More reasons to read the original. Now let's do them like this. My way of doing pixel art sometimes is an absolute mess. I'm so sorry. Let's see from here. Now this goes behind the ear. Figure this out. You might pretend it isn't your fault now, but karma will reach you someday for your evil doings. What? I've literally done nothing, Your Honor. I'm innocent. I'm completely innocent. I was just here. Alice already fell when I got here. She was already in Wonderland. I promise, it was not me. Okay, then the braid should go over here. And then it goes to the hair tie over here. And I guess it should be in front of the shoulder, so it wouldn't be visible much. This goes here. That's what the imposter would say. Among Us. It has already been proven that I'm not an imposter. I'm not an imposter among us. I never have been. I am crewmate. That's why we've got Among Us, who is a ghost. And ghosts have a much higher possibility of being crewmates than being imposters. Science says it. Not me. It's confirmed by science. Yo, látigo, ¿qué tal? Bienvenido. It should be here. There we go. I want to change the hand a little bit too. Oh, I know! Of course, she had flowers in her hand. Tenía flores en la mano. Por eso había tantas líneas extrañas aquí. She was holding some flowers. That makes sense. Don't bring your science into this! I cannot. My science was already here when the stream started. Always has been. I did not bring it. It was already in the stream to begin with. Always has been. Know what to do with the hair because it's really not visible. A lot of the ponytail, it was not really a ponytail. Is there even a name for low ponytails? I guess low ponytails? I don't know. It's already on the ground. There isn't much that can be done about it. Maybe we just do this. Next, you're gonna blame gravity for Vega being on the ground. She put herself in here. She's just chilling. It was not me. To begin with, she never follows the rules. She goes to all the places where she's not supposed to go. She has no sense of danger and doesn't care. She just wants to explore and see cool places. ¿Qué opino? No tengo ni idea. La verdad, no sé qué es. No tengo opinión porque no sé qué es. Okay. Since the spring Antian is a little bit more blue, we're gonna get the different color for them. We're gonna paint them. Here we go. And now let's try to add the ones all around here. Tampoco lo sé de la existencia de la prota. Wait, ¿es la chica gato esa? He visto algunos fanarts y posts al respecto, pero no sé absolutamente nada. No sé si es un juego, si es una serie, ni nada. Aparte de eso, no sé absolutamente nada. Solo sé que la prota es una chica gato muy cute. Y ya está, nada más. I just know that the main character is like a cute cat girl. That's all that I know. I don't know if it's a game, I don't know if it's an animated series. I have no idea. There we go! Okay! It's no longer a super messy sketch, it's just a slightly less messy sketch. There we go. Ah, no me salió de glitch. No he visto aún Digital Circus siquiera. Algún día quizá lo veo. Maybe someday I'll watch Digital Circus too. I haven't watched it yet. But cool, I hope it goes well. At least I know that people enjoy Digital Circus a lot. Sí, conozco Mamusume, ¿eh? I do know Mamusume. I do know some things. Algunas cosas sí que las conozco. Okay. It's a good start. So how do we do this? I guess we can always try to figure out the shadows with overlays. What if we use multiply and then figure out the shadows like this? Es la nueva peli que saldrá en el cine. Hace mucho que no voy al cine. No he visto ninguna siquiera. Ni anime, ni películas de Mamusume, ni he jugado al juego. Algún día quizá me da por verlas, pero no es como de mis prioridades ahora mismo. Are those some kind of flowers specifically? Yeah, they are spring gentians. Ta-tan! I've got one reference here. They are very similar to the flower that she's got in the hair ties, but with a lot more petals and slightly different color. And it's her signature flower, basically. I like finding signature flowers for my characters. Me gusta encontrarles flores así para asignarles a mis personajes. I've heard Yomi owns a horse! Wait, what? First news that I get of that. Do I own a horse? What's the name of my horse? I don't know. First time that I hear of it. I'm thinking maybe the flowers that are around, we can make them with the shadows. But also, if it's a flower field, there shouldn't be that much shadow, right? There shouldn't be that much. Unless she's like under a tree or something. I feel like I have a very clear idea of it, but I don't know how to represent it. Maybe even making this. Maybe we can forget the idea of the shadows and go for something a bit more simple. Chocolate nugget! You know what? Yeah, that's what I would name my horse. Checkmate. You got me there. Me dan vibras de Genshin Impact de juegos de Hoyoverse. Inevitablemente ha habido un poco de influencia de esos juegos en mis diseños. Intento no sobrecomplicarlos de la misma manera porque hay que decir que los diseños de Hoyoverse son demasiado complicados. Pero no puedo negar un poco de influencia. Supongo que mis influencias principales en diseños, sobre todo hay Toho. Hay ADN de Toho en mis diseños. Gramble Fantasy. Y supongo que un poco de Hoyoverse, yeah. Can't escape the miHoyo allegations, yeah, I cannot escape. Can't deny there's some miHoyo DNA in my designs. But also Gramble Fantasy and Toho. I would say those are like my main influences when it comes to designs. Okay, I'm completely improvising, okay? We are figuring things out as we go. So, the shadow. I really don't even know where to begin. But I guess this works as a start. Warning, I might give up halfway if I can't figure out the how to continue yet. I've got other drawings that I can work on. So if this one doesn't come out right, we can always try something else instead. Si no me sale este dibujo, siempre podemos movernos a otro. Porque tengo muchas cosas por acabar y no sé si me va a salir a la primera. I don't know if it will turn out right first try. We'll find out. I don't like the color so far though. Yoga Paper, welcome! How's it going? And you become a Toho fan for long enough, it just becomes a part of you. So true. That's so true. Man, I love Toho. It's one of the biggest influences in my works, alongside Umineko, I think. I guess there's also a bit of Umineko designs. I like them a lot. At least there used to be a lot more of Umineko influence in my art. The designs are so pretty. Tampoco he ido al cine, he visto películas. La última vez que fui fue al estreno de la película de Mario. ¿Qué tal estuvo? No la he visto. How was it? How was the Mario movie? I haven't watched it. You know what I think about Mario. You don't actively talk about it, but it's always there in your head. True! Yeah, it's one of those timeless fandoms that even if you spend a long time not thinking about it, it's always there in your favorites. And every once in a while, you remember it fondly, and it's like, oh yes, Toho. I love Toho. Same with Pokemon. I think Toho and Pokemon are those two everlasting fandoms for me. What do I think about Mario? We don't talk about Mario in this house. My opinions are confidential and not the best. Mario has hurt me multiple times. Referencias la película. No me sorprende. No sé por qué, no me sorprende. I'm not surprised. Okay, I'm not really liking how this is going. I don't know. I think she might have to be a little bit more over here. A little bit more centered, yeah. I think like this. Wait. need to fix the sleeve. Oh my god, Stick! Thank you so much for the membership gift! And welcome to the Gardeners! Enjoy your emojis! Wow! Thank you so much! Hopefully I can do more membership streams in the next week. At least until I have to get my tooth pulled. And I have to take a little break. I don't think it's gonna be a very long break. Because it doesn't take long to recover from that. Yeah, let's go! It reminds me of gacha for some reason. It's a bit like a gacha. The memberships. Yeah, thank you so much. I need to make more membership streams. It was productive. I figured out how to do some things I didn't know how to do. It went well. Okay, more or less, it's not looking bad. We just need to figure out things. Like what to do with the background. Maybe I need to erase the ones at the top. So we only make it flowers at the bottom, perhaps? That might work. This one's a bit too spare. Maybe make it a bit more curved like this, and we add more of the flower feel in the background. That might be a good idea. What happened to my tooth? It broke. It broke and it needs to be removed. Se me rompió y tienen que quitármela. Tengo miedo, no me gusta ir al dentista y estoy como ño. Me da igual que esté rota, ya no duele siquiera. Yo como digo, ¿y qué tal? No sé quién es. 2011, no sé cómo dibujar un año. ¿Qué tal? Bienvenido igualmente. Estoy intentando dibujar una voz mía, pixel art, pero va a tomar bastante esfuerzo, yo creo. One thing that I think we can do, is maybe adding flowers in the background itself. Lo que sí podemos hacer es añadir flores en el fondo, así. Así da más la impresión de que es un campo. Va a ser más trabajo para mí después, dibujando flores por todos lados, pero bueno. Están en el fondo, no puede ser tan difícil, ¿verdad? It cannot be that hard to draw them if they are so far in the background, right? We'll be fine. Okay, I don't dislike it like this. No me desagrada así. How did it break? Did you get into a fight with Vega? That's why you pushed her. No! That was not it! It broke because it had been broken for a long time. It just kept breaking bit by bit. Like, some years ago, I mentioned in the channel that, hey, one of my tooth has broken. I'm probably gonna have to get it pulled. And then it turned out that maybe it was not necessary. It was just partially broken, so I spent like a couple years with the broken tooth and nothing happened. It didn't even hurt. And then recently it broke again. That's what I did not push her. Look at her, she's just chilling. Está perfectamente, está viviendo su mejor vida. Nadie la ha empujado, se ha metido aquí ella, por sí sola. Está en su hábitat natural. She's in her natural habitat. She's just chilling. I don't like how it looks now with the more spacious background. Yeah, I think this might be the best idea. Okay, maybe I need to make the background a little bit more flat. Unless we decide to keep the slight curve in the background. I guess we can. We just flatten the background a little bit and that's it. There we go. Okay. It's time for some shadows. Let's try to figure out the shadows without adding too many colors to the color palette. I think I'm gonna go with this purple for most of the shadows. At least for the dark colors. I want to try to keep the palette with not a lot of colors. We'll see if I can manage that. Veremos si consigo mantener la paleta con no demasiados colores. Quizá no importa tanto. Quizá es algo que puedo hacer como quiera. No sé. No me preguntéis cómo hago mis dibujos, nunca lo sé. Me los invento por el camino. Don't ask me how I do my drawings. I just wing them. I just make the map along the way. All these would have to be with shadows then. The light is gonna come from above, so that means the shadow is gonna be below. We're gonna try that. So this. Let's remove this multiply. Creo que reusaré también colores del cabello para pintar cosas del blanco de la ropa. Veremos qué tal sale. You know what? The hair is gonna be in front. It's gonna be in front of the sleeve. If it means having to paint less of the sleeve, I'll take it. Que no me convence tanto cómo está la coleta así, quizá. Si hacemos que aparezca por aquí. Maybe if we make the hair appear over there. Ah! Okay, no, let's not do it like that. Oopsies. Let's make it in another layer. So, if we put this a lot closer, we can put it here in front. And I feel like it has a bit of a better impression in the composition. Here we go. Yo, Nirvana, ¿qué tal? Welcome. How's it going? I'm trying to do some pixel art today. Some OC pixel art. I saw the new RPG Maker. It's interesting, but knowing that it's a bit more like Unity, I'm kind of afraid that it's gonna be another Unite fiasco. Unite was really buggy from what I've heard. But it's interesting that it's gonna be for HD, 3D, 2.5D or whatever it wants to be called. Could be interesting. Because there's already some RPG Maker games that try to do that. They try to get this 3D feel with tiles and plugins already. I did play one in the channel that I really liked. That is called Swollen to Bursting Until I'm Disappearing on Purpose. Long title, but really good game. I really recommend it. It was so cool. I think about that game more often than I mention it actually. I liked it a lot. The music especially, it kind of really stuck with me. Especially the music of the city itself. Well, the city, the town. That was certainly one of those games that stays with you. And that game did have like 3D maps. They lagged a lot in the stream, because I guess it's not something that the program was made for doing, and my computer also was not prepared for that, I guess. The town of city. If only it had been called the town of city. It had the city. Well, no, the town. It's a town. It was a town. I keep confusing the two words. The town was called Vomit. It's certainly a name. RPG Maker players experience 2.5D for the first time. It's definitely gonna give a lot of room for creativity. I can't wait to see what people make with it. For now, I'm gonna stick to my 2D RPG makers because I like them. Like, so far I can't really envision my projects as 2.5D. I like 2D stuff way too much. Yo, Sherry! How's it going? Glad you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing pixel art today. Or at least I'm trying. We're doing experiments. Okay. I think I've got more or less a good base for it so far. I want to separate this in 3 parts. One is going to be the character, another one is going to be the background, and the other one is going to be the foreground flowers. We're going to try to separate it in these 3 parts, because I want to make your character here with this. I want to try to make different versions with different flowers, so I can make art like this of other people's characters and put it in my commissions. That would be cool. Okay, for now, let's try to start polishing things. It's gonna start changing a lot as soon as I start polishing the art. You'll see. You will see. Trust the process as always. It's gonna change a lot. 2D waifus better than 3D waifus? I think both can be good. Both are good, yeah. Both are good. It's not fair to pit waifus against each other, right? All waifus are valid. Doesn't matter if they are 2D or 3D. I'm so much more used to drawing in stuff in 2D. I like 2D aesthetics a lot. Let's see. What? Oh no! Okay, biblically accurate 5D waifus? Not even 4D? We're going 5D? Right into 5D? That's a whole other level. We're going far beyond. Waifu technology never seen before. Let's clean up the lines a little bit. I think something that's also gonna add a lot is when I can do grass in front of her. Because right now she's just like put in here. But if we start adding some little grasses here, for example, it already starts looking more like she's lying on the grass. We'll do a lot of that later on. Thank you. I like how it's turning out so far now. We gotta trust the process. I was really doubting at the beginning if it was going well, but now I'm starting to get more confident in it. It happens a lot with pixel art. Pixel art at the beginning always looks super messy and sketchy. Like, look at how this looked before I started adding colors. This is what it looked like. I had to rotate some pixels for the composition. So that's why it ended up looking so messy and blurry. We had to believe. We had to believe in the process. ¿Solo será por hoy este dibujo o hay más? Depende de cuánto me tarde en acabarlo. Si por algún milagro lo acabo antes de que se acabe la hora de stream, quizá hago otro. Porque tengo muchos dibujos por hacer. I have a lot of other drawings to do. So if we can manage to finish this one before the hour of the stream ends, we can start another one. Because I had a really hard time deciding what drawing to do for this stream. Because I've got so many works in progress. I've got a bunch of sketches that I haven't finished yet. Even some line-arted stuff that I haven't finished. And it's just sitting there in my folder waiting. I gotta get to work on so many things. But I wanted to work on this one because it's gonna be for commissions also. It's gonna be a commission sample. So yeah. We gotta be efficient. I'll finish everything eventually. Another one of my ideas was to remake an old drawing. To try to do a redraw of some old art that I liked, that I think I can do better now. But then I look at my list of ideas of new things to draw and I'm like, should I really? Should I really work on something that I've already done when I could finish one of these 1,000 ideas that I've got? It doesn't feel fair. Gonna be a fish ant, exactly. I'm gonna be a chimera. Fish ant. Me costó mucho decidirme porque tengo muchos dibujos por hacer. Tengo esbozos, incluso dibujos que tienen ya líneas y nunca los he acabado. Y están ahí esperando. También otra idea que tenía era rehacer un dibujo de hace tiempo que me gusta mucho. Quería ver cómo puedo hacerlo ahora, a ver si queda mejor. Pero al final fue como... no sería justo ponerme a rehacer un dibujo que técnicamente ya está acabado cuando tengo tantas cosas por hacer, ¿verdad? Estaría un poco feo. Así que aquí estoy. Pero eventualmente quiero acabar todos. Eventually I want to finish all of them. Hay que creer, hay que confiar. We gotta believe, we gotta trust. Especially in the process. I'm also trying to keep my recent drawings to only the same few characters. Because I have so many characters, you know that. You know that I have so many characters. I feel like if I keep drawing different ones every time, it's gonna be a little bit less enjoyable because you're just gonna be seeing new characters every time that you don't know anything about, right? But if I draw the same few characters, you get to know them a little bit more. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more interesting. Kent, my heart has been broken by too many cheap paintbrushes. No! You have to believe! You need to trust the free Clip Studio brushes. Those never betray you. In fact, there are so many good ones that you're gonna have a hard time deciding which one to use. Happens to me every time. Now I've gotten used to a few brushes that I've got, but it's been a struggle to find brushes to use for my process. It's hard. I wanted to work on something on Clip Studio too, but in the end, pixel art is better done here in Thai. I like Psy for pixel art a lot more. I'm gonna try to make her eyes a little bit smaller. I feel like it's gonna look a bit better. Her eyes look super big otherwise. Okay, like this it looks more like her, doesn't it? It looks a lot more like how she is. Looking better now. Yo-hooo, ¿qué tal? Hoy me toca hacer pixel art. ¿Qué andas comiendo? Yo miré que es una ensalada de César y un arbusto de frambuesas. Wait, aquí ya estamos añadiendo más cosas. ¿De dónde salió el arbusto de frambuesas? Where did the raspberry bush come from? Estoy transformando, estoy evolucionando. Nada. Algún día el mundo entenderán lo que soy de verdad. Que es un hámster. Came from your lore? It's always been part of your story. Wait, what? Has it? Was it in my debut and I forgot? Estaba en mi debut y se me olvidó, no puede ser. Se me olvida mi pasado. Tendré que irme de aventuras para recuperar mi memoria. Todos mis recuerdos que he olvidado. I must now go on a journey to recover all my lost memories. Journey of discovery. go. Plot twist, you are the Dark Lord all along! Oh my god! My reign of terror is gonna be eternal. And then I'm gonna become the villain of the sequel. Así me vuelvo la villana de la secuela. There's gonna be a game that does that for sure. You might have forgotten, but you owe me $20. Wait, what? for the membership gifts? Part of my dark past. Oh my god. Past me was asking people for money and not returning it. I am truly evil. Evil incarnate. Part of my dark past that I forgot. How could I do that? ¿Cómo puede ser? Hay que derrotar a la Yomi del pasado. Yomi del pasado era malvadísima. Past Yomi was super evil. Looking nice. I like it. Yay. Evil Yomi's like, I'm gonna enjoy some cheese, play sports and watch Baki. I hate it. I hate it so much. Evil Yomi is truly everything I stand against. Let's make this a little bit less bright. And push Vega! No! I would never do that. Look at her, she's so chilling. She's just chilling here. She's having the time of her life. The clone guy from Street Fighter. No, this girl over here. Her name is Vega. Tachan. There she is. She's one of my OCs. And she's gonna eventually appear in Stories of the Dreaming World. Inspirada en una flor. No necesariamente, pero me gusta mucho asignar flores a mis personajes. Porque así luego, si los dibujo y no se me ocurre qué flor ponerles, tengo una flor de referencia. A veces se los asigno por significados, a veces porque se parecen un poco al diseño. También por nombres, porque la verdad es que las flores son muy buena fuente de nombres para personajes. A veces para apellidos también. Así que suelo asignarles flores a la mayoría. At Vega too, do you have something against Vegas in general? No! I have never met Vega from Street Fighter in person. I cannot have pushed him. I swear. Ella en concreto yo le asigno la gentiana, que es una flor muy bonita, porque se parece a la que tiene en el coletero, pero con más pétalos. Y también es el apellido de uno de sus nombres. It's also the surname of one of her names. Because this character, if you guys have read Stories of the Dreaming World, you might have met her actually. Puede que si habéis leído Stories of the Dreaming World, la hayáis conocido ya, a esta señorita. Pasa que estaba un poco diferente allí. Vine a derrotarte, jefe final. Mi nombre pasará a la historia como girasol. Bueno, mejor girasol que no, yo que sé, tulipán. Hay peores nombres que girasol. Hablando de Stories of the Dreaming World, speaking of Stories of the Dreaming World, you can read it here, but if you don't want to read it, I recommend waiting for the remake that I'm gonna make at some point. This is gonna be an old version eventually. Here it is. Si queréis echar un ojo a la historia donde aparece esta señorita en su primera aparición de todas. Bueno, no realmente la primera aparición, pero una de las primeras apariciones. Recomiendo echar un ojo a Stories of the Dreaming World. Que igualmente, si no os apetece, recomiendo esperar a cuando le haga el remake, porque ahora mismo esa versión va a estar anticuada en un tiempo. Quiero rehacer muchas cosas. Así que... va a estar versión anticuada, va a volverse Lost Media. It's gonna turn into Lost Media when I do the remake. If you don't wanna read it, Yomi's gonna push you. No, I won't. Probably. I won't, I promise. But yeah, if you wanna read it, it would make me very happy, jeje. Pero si queréis leerlo, me haría muy feliz, jeje. Sale esta señorita y unos cuantos más de mis personajes. This lady and some other of my characters show up in there. Does Yomi Hamdenia show up? No, she doesn't show up. I'm sorry, it would be so much of a better story if she showed up, but she doesn't. Sería mucho mejor historia si apareciera Yomi Hamdenia, pero no aparece. Lo siento. I'm so sorry. But Vega appears and some other characters also appear. Yo dono Faceless, ¿qué tal? Muchísimas gracias. Hoy quería probar a hacer un poco de pixel art porque no sabía qué más dibujar. Tengo un montón de dibujos a medias, pero dije, mira, voy a continuar este. Oh, Riches and Wonder. Sting means wanderer. Really? That's cool. Didn't know that. What does bro mean then? The wanderer, bro. I'm curious now. Sí, está quedando bonita en pixelar, yo creo. A ver si puedo dejarla bastante avanzada. Ryu and Ken too, they are not my OCs, so I couldn't convince them from appearing, so no, they do not appear. Only my characters appear in Stories of the Dreaming World. Solo mis personajes aparecen en Stories of the Dreaming World. Bueno, técnicamente eso es incorrecto. También aparece un personaje de otra persona. Aparece un personaje de Lime, pero solo en mención. Yo vi malvada y acabé mis proyectos, así que haré uno nuevo. Me hace gracia que eso implique que la Yomi malvada sí termina sus proyectos. I love that that implies that evil Yomi does finish her projects. Normal Yomi tries her best. La Yomi normal lo intenta. La Yomi normal promete que terminará los proyectos eventualmente. Lo juro. Ooh, something like a river. That could be a really cool meaning. Like the wandering river. That's cool. Yomi malvada. Me voy a dormir a las 9 de la noche. Eso es para bebés. Irse a dormir a las 9 de la noche es para bebés. Yomi malvada es débil. Y no sobrevivirá al invierno. Eso es muy pronto. Esto de aquí. A ver, aquí se supone que está el hombro. Entonces... Estoy un poco más aquí. ¿Quién necesita dormir? Yo no. Dormir es para débiles. Así que es importante dormir. It is important to sleep. Remember to get enough hours of sleep in a day, if you can. It might not seem like it, but I do sleep enough hours. Do not worry. I just go to sleep at different hours from usual. My problem is not the lack of sleep, my problem is the lack of sun. Mi problema no es la falta de sueño, mi problema es la falta de sol. Voy a hacer este un poco más morado. De hecho... I'm gonna use the same colors from these, I think. Yeah. Problemas de sol no tengo, pero no me toca el sol, porque soy una criatura de la noche, así que... Me dicen siempre que tiene que tocarme más el sol, pero el sol me quema. El sol es maligno. The sun is evil. They always tell me that I need to get more sun, but the sun is evil. I do not trust the sun. You know that my long-time dream has always been to destroy the sun. The sun is a deadly laser, exactly! It's a deadly laser! Do not trust the sun. No hay que confiar en el sol, es un láser maligno y destructor. Here we go. I'm liking the eyes a lot. Look at that. That looks so pretty. Funny thing, she does not have pupils. Un dato gracioso es que no tiene pupilas. Quizá la luz debería ir más arriba. Vamos a probar. Maybe the light should be a little bit higher up. Let's try it. My lion recruitment going. I made a job listing for like lions that wanna help me fight the sun. So far we got some applications. I need to finish revising them and contacting them. I think we're gonna have a pretty good army of lions when the time comes. The sun's reckoning is nigh. we're still missing a lot. We haven't gotten to 1 trillion lions yet though, so it's still gonna take some time. Aún falta un poco, aún no tenemos 1 trillón de leones. Siquiera. Aún hay que reclutar muchos más. Soy team frío, soy muy team frío, yep. I am very team cold, yes. I do not like summer. No me gusta el verano. Soy muy team frío. En invierno no hay mosquitos. Y eso es de los mejores pros que tiene. One of the best pros of winter is that there's no mosquitoes. I cannot be convinced that summer is better because summer has mosquitoes. I will never be convinced. ¿Quién es Team Calor para juzgarlo seriamente? We should make a poll to decide. Let's see what has more fans. Let's see. Team Summer or Team Winter? Team Summer. ¡Aguante la playa! ¿Pero qué tal la gente que vive lejos de la playa? Here we go! Vote away, everyone! May the best team win! And by which I mean Team Winter clearly is gonna win. Go Team Winter! Go! ¡Que se muden! Of course it was that easy. How did I not think of that? Whoa, 50-50 actually right now. Huh. Maybe it's gonna be more balanced than it seems. ¿Por qué está el 50 y no el 1%? Buena pregunta. Eventualmente la verdad será revelada, ya veréis. Yo con María Sofía, ¿qué tal? Bienvenida. Welcome to the stream. Estoy haciendo pixel art y mostrando al mundo que el invierno es mucho más superior al verano. We're gonna prove today that winter is so much superior to summer. It's so much better. Objectively better. How is it 50-50? Oh my god. No comprendo. No entiendo cómo puede estar balanceado ahora mismo. Rápido, que alguien vote Team Invierno. La oreja está un poco mal, güey. ¿Mi vieja dónde? Dile hola de mi parte o algo. Yo, Juan Carlos, ¿qué tal? Bienvenido. Welcome to the stream. Creo que la oreja está un poco arriba, ¿no? I think the ear is a little bit high up, right? Or maybe not. Maybe it's just the impression that it gives. I think it's the hair that should be here in front. Creo que en parte es el cabello, que debería estar aquí enfrente. gonna take the same color as the what's the word? The hair tie. That's the word. Same color as the hair tie. And we're just gonna line art the hair with that. Vamos a hacer las líneas con el color de las flores de los coleteros. Creo que quedará bastante bien. Y muchísimas gracias. Mi risa siempre está conmigo, Jeff. Eso siempre es inevitable. Me dijeron el otro día que sonaba como Sweetheart de Omori. Cuando estaba jugando a Omori nadie me lo dijo. When I was playing Omori, nobody told me that my laugh sounded like Sweetheart's laugh. My voice acting could have been so much better. I'm not very good at voice acting, but I try my best. No se me da muy bien poner voces, pero se intenta. Cuando juego juegos me intento hacer lo que puedo. Intentando se mejora. Trying we get better at it. Let's go! Team Winter is winning again! Go Team Winter! Show them! Show them what the best season is! Well, the best season is fall. Let's not be too hasty in here. La universidad la acabé hace tiempo. Hace muchos años que acabé la universidad. Ya me gradué hace tiempo. I graduated long ago, before I started the channel actually. Además me gradué en la Universidad Gamer. I got my gamer certificate at Gamer University. El frío se me apaga el calefactor y me despierto congelado. ¡No! Hacen falta más mantitas. La clave son las mantitas. Para comodidad y no frío. Comodidad y calor. Todos los inviernos me termino enfermando. Eso sí que es cierto. A mí me pasa cada Navidad. Cada Navidad pillo un resfriado prácticamente cada vez. Every Christmas I catch a cold, always. ¿En qué se graduó? Me gradué en desarrollo de videojuegos. I graduated in game development, actually. So when I say I went to Gamer University, I'm not joking. I went to Gamer University and got my gamer certificate. Tengo mi certificado de gamer. No miento, es cierto. Yeah, the best season is fall. Not just because it's when my birthday is, but it's objectively the best season. No, creo que no estaba en la Universidad Gamer, no. Pero yeah, si queréis jugar alguno de mis juegos, están todos en Itch.io. If you guys wanna play any of my games, because yes, I make games, they are here on Itch.io. Están aquí en Itch y son todos gratis, por cierto. De momento. Ya sacaré alguno comercial en algún momento, pero de momento todos los que hay son gratis. All the games that I have released so far, they are free. Eventually I'll release commercial games, but for now they are all free. Como que usted sabe bastante de programación. Jeje. Bueno, sobre eso. About that. It was my worst subject, let's not lie. Let's be honest, I was not very good at programming. Siendo sincera, no se me daba muy bien la programación. Era mi peor asignatura, pero sí que aprendí bastante. Aprendí C#, sobre todo. Y la verdad me ayuda ahora a programar cositas igualmente. Yeah, it really helps me now program some things. It was just not my best subject. I've always been more of an art person, so... my main thing in game development, it's still art. Mi campo de mayor experiencia en desarrollo de videojuegos sigue siendo arte. Eso de programar me da un poco de miedito. Pero sé un poquito. Al menos me ayuda lo suficiente como para poder hacer cosas ahora por mi cuenta. Sé un poco de C#. He probado un poco de Python ahora que estoy trasteando con RenPy. También JavaScript, porque también estoy trabajando en Godot. Y hay que es un poco de Ruby con RPG Maker, pero no mucho. Solo lo justo para poder como modificar un poco de códigos y hacer que funcionen las cosas. I only know a little bit of... I've been dealing a little bit with Python lately, with RenPy. I've also done a little bit of Ruby with RPG Maker, but only enough to modify some scripts and stuff. And then a bit of C# and a little bit of... what else did I mention? I forgot. Don Carlos, ya los tengo abiertos en Vision. Cierto. Ya que lo preguntas. Voy a poner el link en el chat. Aquí es donde tengo mis encargos. This is where I have my commissions. If Yomi sabe programación, programa. No puso una, así quedó el bucle. Me paso para siempre programando porque el if nunca saldrá de Yomi programando. Mientras no sea un for eterno. I am John Time Loop. Yeah, I'm trapped in the Pain Monday Time Loop. Cada lunes estoy en el bucle temporal del lunes de dolor. Es inevitable. Sé usar el Excel. Me encanta usar Excel en realidad. Lo uso por diversión. You guys know that I make spreadsheets for fun? I'm so normal. It's literally my hobby, making spreadsheets. Usar Excel es mi hobby en realidad. Hacer tablas por diversión es como paso mi rato libre. Podría dar clases de programación en Java, pero justamente Java no sé cómo usarlo. No sé nada de JavaScript. I don't know anything about JavaScript. I probably could manage to read it a little bit because most programming languages are pretty similar, but I have never programmed anything in JavaScript. No puedo usar un Excel como base de datos, pero puedo hacerlo para hacer mi lista de OCs. I can use it to make my OC list. Yep. Tienes ejemplos de que su código son puros if y son buenos juegos. Sin ir más lejos, recordemos que Undertale, todo el diálogo está hecho con todo case switch. A veces cuando me siento mala programadora pienso en Toby Fox y digo, quizá no estoy tan mal. Sometimes when I think about me being a bad programmer, I think about Toby Fox and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not doing so bad. I'm not so far from how Toby Fox programs sometimes. So I don't feel so bad. I tried adding this other color for the line. We will see how that goes. I might try something else for that. I don't dislike how it looks. Okay. Yo, guys, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Here doing my best. Hopefully I can make some good progress with these. Del código de Yomi para que el personaje camine y vea 40 casos. Ocupaba un if. Bueno, a ver, técnicamente, para que un personaje camine, es un poco poner unos cuantos ifs. Solo un poquito. Si se está pulsando tal botón, camina hacia esta dirección. No es tan difícil. If this button is being pressed, walk towards this direction. It's that easy. That's how we make a character walk. Unos 300. Sí, podemos contarlos con las manos, ¿no? It's not that many, right? We can count them with our hands. Look at that. Not looking that bad. I wanna make this a little bit more over here. Let's see. Pero bueno, menos reírse de mi programación y más reírse de mis juegos. Que al menos significaría que los habéis visto. A jugar mis juegos. Si queréis, por supuesto. If you want, of course. I invite you to play my games. How hard can it be to make this guy a sprite with 8 angles? A sprite probably not so much. It would just be making the 8 angles, but then you would have to make the game in a grid. Because these Gaia games are in grids. Tendré el tiempo de descubrir todos los secretos y bugs para subirlo a internet. Si encuentras algún bug, dímelo. Si encontráis cualquier bug, decídmelo y así me pongo a llorar y ya lo arreglo en algún momento. Tengo unos cuantos pendientes por arreglar en realidad. Debería ponerme a eso. I should get to that at some point. Should get to fixing some of those bugs that I still haven't fixed. There's a lot of work to do. I still need to add an ending to one of my games. And I haven't done it yet. And it's been a year since I released it. And it's still without that ending. Eventually I'll add it, I swear. Speedrun full bugs para pasarlo en 7 minutos. Descubres una pared por la que no sabía que se podía pasar. Oh no. Se me olvidó una colisión y ahora puedes ir al boss final. No hay bosses finales, por cierto. Creo que hay un juego que tiene boss final solo. There's only one game that has a final boss in my games for now. All the others are just like mostly reading. La mayoría de momentos son casi todo leer. Solo hay un juego que tenga un boss final. Técnicamente. Wait a second, actually. Let's go with that. Lo siento, Moisés, sí, mis juegos son de leer, lo siento mucho. Sé que no es la cosa favorita de muchos. Me disculpo, pero sí, mis juegos son de leer. I know it's not everyone's favorite thing, but yes, a lot of my games are about playing. About playing, no, about reading, not playing. What does that mean, Yomi? A lot of my games are about reading, not about playing. Sí, lo siento mucho, hace falta comprensión lectora, yep. Solo un poquito, eso sí, solo un poquito. Son juegos de menús, no son de parkour. Porque todos los juegos son o menús o parkour. Y mis juegos son todos de menús. All the video games are either menus or parkour. And all my games are menus. It's all menu games. Si le picas al botón, lo que pasa es que va a salir texto. Eso es que pasan cosas. Las cosas pasan en el texto. Si no sé leer, puedes ver los dibujitos, que están bonitos. Si no sabes leer, no pasa nada. Pulsáis el botón y salen dibujitos, que están bonitos. Texto jumpscare. Oh no. Como que no debo presionar Z y avanzar. También puedes, a veces. Puedes avanzar en el texto. Text jumpscare. Como si no es un juego AAA con movimiento omnidireccional. Ojo, omnidireccional. 400 mecánicas disponibles. De momento... Estamos al principio de esas 400. Cuenta como una o dos, como mucho. Ya iremos sumando más. Hasta llegar a 400, yep. Yomi makes horror games. Trigger warning, you have to read. Exactly. Terrifying. I've always wanted to make a horror game someday. I guess I've already fulfilled that. I make games where you have to read. That's terrifying. Includes graphical depiction of the written word. Oh, that makes it sound more menacing even. Okay, let's get to this hand. Vamos a esta mano. Como tardé 500 horas programando y preparando una historia que podría cambiar la vida. Es lo que estar desgraciado presionando el botón skip. Me da dolor pensar en eso. Wow. Encima que ahora estoy haciendo una novela visual, que eso es todo leer. I'm now making a visual novel, which is all reading, by the way. But I'm also working on another game that doesn't have that much reading, so maybe for those of you who don't want to read that much, maybe that game might be more your thing. I'm making a game with some friends, and it's a survivor's game. Although it has cards, so that means that you have to read the cards. So yeah, maybe I lied a little bit. You do have to read a little tiny bit. So, también estoy trabajando en un juego con unos amigos, que si queréis echarle un ojo, vamos subiendo noticias aquí en el Twitter. Y es un Survivors de cartas. Así que no puedo decir que no hace falta leer porque las cartas tienen texto. Pero es bastante más de apagar el cerebro y no leer. Pero sí que hay que leer un poco para hacer builds de cartas. Pero es un Survivors y eso es muy de apagar el cerebro. Pero yeah, estamos trabajando en ese y está quedando bonito. Pero bueno, para los que no tengan Twitter, puedo enseñar algunas capturas aquí en el stream mismo. For those who don't have Twitter, I can show some screenshots here in the stream itself. It is a menu game, yeah, it is still a menu game. That is true. It's not parkour. What if my whole deck is rats? There's a limit of 300 rats per deck, unfortunately, so You're still gonna have to read a little bit. Maybe. ¿Es my gay pollo o cocodrilo? I think it can be both. Creo que entre pollo y cocodrilo es las dos cosas. Porque puede haber tanto pollo como cocodrilo. Esos que tienen las dos cosas. ¡Tachan! Look at that! That's the title screen, which I'm gonna hopefully polish a little bit more. That's my next goal. I wanna polish the title screen a little bit. And then there's the character select menu. Ta-tan! Everything that is like character art and menus, I did that, by the way. Yep. Todo lo que es como artes de personajes, artes de cartitas y menús, eso lo hice yo, por cierto. La programación no, la programación han sido mis amigos. The programming and all that and game design has been my friends. I did program some things. I think I programmed the initial movement of the character and some other stuff. But most of the programming is done by my friends, so I do art. I only do art right now. Y muchas gracias. Quedó bastante con la pantalla del título. El fondo con las llamas sí que lo hizo uno de mis amigos, el que se encarga de los efectos especiales, ¿sabes? Y le quedan muy cool. El fuego aquí está animado. Los ojos también están animados. ¡Tachán! Por un Subway Surfer de fondo. Tengo que empezar a poner vídeos de hacer slime o algo. ¡Tachán! Y sí, hay una carta que son 100 ratas, por cierto. There's a card that is 100 rats, by the way. So you can have at least 300 rats in your deck. There's also this. And then we've also been showing some more stuff. There's a little bit of a card showcase too. Okay, that's a lot bigger. Here are some cards. Va durísima, las 300 ratas van durísimas. Aquí están algunas cartas con sus marcos. Aquí es como se veían los marcos antes. Y aquí son los nuevos marcos de las cartas. These are the new borders of the cards. But this way you can see some of the cards of the game. I've done so many little arts for cards. It's been fun. And then there's also... this is another map of the game. Oh wait, why is it so big? Here. Ahí está. Otro mapita del juego. El mapa lo hice todo yo. Todo esto que veis, el escritorio. El cosito del escritorio. Que sepáis que este bichito parpadea. Just so you know, this little guy blinks. And then what else? There's a shop, but I don't know if I have any. I don't have any screenshots of the shop. There's only a video of it. There's also, I think I probably have a screenshot of the shop saved. Wait. But it might be a bit of an old screenshot. We added some more things to it in decoration. Ahora tiene más decoración la tienda. Así que la captura que tengo creo que es un poco más antigua. Por ahí está. ¡Tachán! ¡Hay tienda! Aquí se pueden comprar cositas. Se pueden comprar mejoras a los personajes. Se pueden comprar cartitas. Está cool. Yeah. Hay muchas cositas. Y muchas gracias. Los diseños de personaje los he hecho yo, jeje. Por siempre pasamos mucho rato viendo cómo mejorarlos, cómo ir retocando cosas para que estén mejor. Acá la tipa viendo que tiene que leer sus habilidades y no lanzar cosas al azar. Ahí está. Así. Esa es la reacción. This is the reaction, yeah. This is when you realize that you have to read the cards and not just throwing things at random, yeah. Pero yeah, vamos avanzando. Ya se puede hacer unboxing de cartas. Hay un gacha. Es un gacha de cartas. Pero no hace falta usar dinero real para tirar en el gacha. Puedes tirar con el dinero que consigues en el juego. Yep. You can roll in the card gacha using the money that you get in the game. So you don't have to use real money. We made a gacha but better. Hicimos un gacha pero mejor. She has emote potential. Maybe eventually I can make an emote collection. That would be cute. When there's more characters revealed, so I can make more emotes of the other characters. Because as you can see here, there's at least 4 playable characters for the first version. For now we only have 1, but the others will come eventually too. There's gonna be at least 4 at the beginning. And then we can always add more. We have a lot of ideas for even more characters. Tenemos bastantes más ideas para más personajes. De momento habrá 4 al principio. De momento tenemos 1. Y el resto ahora son un misterio. The others are a bit of a mystery for now. What to do with my real money? Well, now you know. Now you know what to do. Thank you so much for the membership gifts. And welcome, new gardeners. Enjoy your emotes. Just trust in the heart of the cards. You don't have to read anything. You just pick a card at random and see what happens. Special effects and colors and things happen. And then all your enemies are defeated. That's what these games are about. We'll try to make the card system interesting because we want to make it play like an actual card game, which is it's complicated. Card games are complicated, but we're getting there. Yeah. Okay, let's continue to sing. So every week we post some more previews and news of the game to show how development is going, so feel free to give the Twitter a follow if you want to keep up with that. We're gonna continue working on it some more later this week. Maybe even today. We keep working on it whenever we can, and hopefully this year we're gonna have a demo ready. Con suerte tendremos este año una demo lista. Con un arbusto. Estaría gracioso arbustos como enemigos, ahora que lo pienso. Suerte están los cachas, no más membresías. Es lo que tiene. Te gastas la suerte en los gachas y luego ya no queda. Me pasa. It happens. When you use up your luck in gachas, there's no luck for anything else. One more terrible thing that gachas do. Otra cosa terrible que hacen los gachas. No puedo lanzar 7000 ratas si no tengo comprensión lectora. No. Al menos tienes que leer el título de la carta para poder invocar las ratas. Porque si no, quizá te equivocas de carta. Es maravillosa la carta de las 100 ratas. Va durísima. Bye bye, Mitch. Muchísimas gracias por venir. Cuídate. Let's see. Okay, we need to fix the hand here because this right now, there's a finger missing. Here we go. Faltaba un dedo ahí. Voy a hacer la mano un poco más así. Gonna make this finger a little bit more raised up. Then here, this can be the thumb. Weird fingers, no! You literally made me do this with my own hands! It was 100% a human mistake. A human ghost mistake. 100% un error de humano fantasma. La carta de las 100 ratas es de las primeras que se nos ocurrieron. Fue como, ¡buah! Carta para invocar 100 ratas. Va durísimo. Look how messy the details in the flowers! Come on, they are literally blobs! They are a work in progress! I haven't finished the flowers yet! It's a work in progress! Bear with me. We'll get there. Ya llegaremos ahí, ya llegaremos a terminar esto. Still feel like the year is kind of weird. Hay bastantes más cartas que iremos poniendo. He hecho muchos artes para cartas. Tengo ganas de poder enseñarlos. I can't wait to be able to show the card arts that we've made. Let's not forget that there's this part in a slightly different color. Ahí está en proceso. Then show them! I can't! We need to keep something secret. For the hype. It's for generating hype, okay? Es para dar hype. Tenemos que esperar para enseñar algunas cosas. Ya llegará el momento de enseñarlos. Igual con los personajes. Hemos hecho bastantes personajes. Mi nariz pica. My nose itches. Mwah. Okay. Let me... Hold on. I've got now all the files in here. Let me close some windows. Got so many tabs open now. Here we go. Need to check. This over here. If Team Summer reaches 40%, I'll drop some more members! Oh my god! We'll see, we'll see. I don't want Team Summer to reach 40% actually. It should stay at 33%. Because it would be wrong otherwise. Team Winter should increase, in fact. It's objectively correct for Team Winter to win. It has win in the name. Team Winter has win in the name, literally. It has to win. El Team Invierno en inglés tiene win en el nombre, que significa ganar. Si eso no dice verdades, no sé qué lo hace. Okay. Let's shape this flower a little bit more. This one's a little bit off center, so we're gonna put a little bit more over here. Does this make any sense for the neck? I guess kinda. Just need to modify the clothes a little bit. There we go. Just gonna give it a shadow here. Yeah. There was still a bit of the old sleeve in there. Just clean up some more things. Make the belt a little bit. Make it have a bit more volume. I'm very scared of the background. The background is gonna be a lot of work, especially if I end up making different versions of flowers. That's gonna be a lot of flowers to do. But it's gonna be practice. In part I wanna try doing more flower studies and learning to draw specific flowers other than just making them up on the spot like I always do. This way I can learn to draw them properly. Muchas veces me acabo inventando las flores que dibujo, así que quizás es buena idea hacer un poco de práctica para aprender a dibujarlas en sí. que no sean siempre completamente inventadas. When was the last time I did a study stream? It was probably that photo study stream. Maybe I should do another one. But I feel that I'm not doing the studies right. Like, sure, I'm learning some things from them, and the results, I like them a lot. But I feel like I should be maybe focusing on them in a different way. I think what I should do is try to mix my own arts with learning something new every time. For example, I try to make a drawing that has light in a specific way, and then I use that as a study at the same time that I do it as a way of drawing something, drawing a character or something. I think that could be a good idea of learning even more how to do things. Yo-hooo Crumpets, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Ricardo! Give Ricardo head pats. Ricardo cute. Ricardo is Kairo's cat. Very cute cat. Super cute. Deserves all the head pats. He's a baby. Made a terrible decision. What happened? Team Winter 69%. Nice. Let's go. We are winning. He ate the beetle. How did it taste? Did you ask him? Oh, también tengo que dibujar zapatos, es verdad. No me lo recuerdes, tienes razón. You're right, I also need to learn to draw shoes. There are so many things that I have to learn to draw. I want to try doing something that a lot of artists do sometimes. I've seen like speed paints of it on Twitter. They take like photos and try to make a drawing inspired on those photos. I kind of want to try doing that. I think it would be a much better way for me to learn a lot of things other than just copying the photo. At least I was just trying to convince her to learn to draw buff dudes. I mean, getting out of the comfort zone, that's also a good way of practicing and learning. But at the same time, I would not do that willingly. Cute girls always. Ay, Ricardo. You're gonna have to give him more food so he doesn't eat more beetles. Built a horse girl model kit, the centaur! Oh my god! That sounds so cool! But that's not a mistake! Where's the mistake in that, Crumpets? That's no mistake at all! Where's the problem? Let's go! That's so cool! I need to make this sleeve a lot shorter, actually, wait. What about buff girls? Yes, that I approve. That I would not be against. In fact, maybe I should do it. It would be an excuse to draw some of my characters who are buff girls. That would be... that could be cool. I could do that. But now I lack money. Okay, that's a fair point. But now you have a cute horse girl, a cute centaur. Very cool, and also hand painted. That's cool. I soup for the rest of the month. That's the only inconvenience. Sopa de hielo para el resto del mes. No pasa nada, el mes ya casi se termina, le quedan como 10 días. There's only like 10 days left of ice soup in the month. Be strong. This... okay. I use gray for here. Maybe a little bit more blue. Disapprove above girls because they never pay attention to me until I'm harassing them. Wow, crumpets! I mean, you gotta interact with them in non-harassing ways. That's important. Gotta interact with them politely. Gym stories. Oh no. Happy just admiring from distance. Well, if it's buff girls in real life, it might be a little bit strange to get stared at. That I can understand. For a lot of people, it can be uncomfortable. Yo-hooo, Michi, ¿qué tal? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Thank you so much. I'm drawing an OC of mine today in pixel art. The background is gonna be complicated. El fondo va a ser complicado. Yeah, I speak Spanish. Yep. It's my native language. Es mi idioma natal. Soy de España. Okay, I think we might have to get a darker color for this. Give us advice. How would you approach a buff girl? Guys, you're asking the worst person for that. How to approach girls? You're asking someone who is afraid of approaching girls. También hablo ese idioma. Jeje, me lo imaginé por el nombre. Porque llamar a los gatos michis es muy español. Yeah. Girl pretty! Exactly! I'm so scared. I cannot approach them. What if they think I'm weird? What if they hate me? It's scary. Soy la peor persona para preguntarle cómo hablar con chicas, porque yo tampoco sé cómo hablar con chicas. ¿Qué pasa si se piensan que soy rara o me odian? ¡Guau! Sí, eso es muy cierto. Los gatos algún día van a convertirse en los dueños del mundo. Ya son los dueños de mi casa porque tengo 4 gatos. Cats are already the overlords of my house because I have 4 cats. They are so cute. I don't know if I'm cool. I believe you though. I believe you if you say that I'm cool. But what if I don't know. Yeah, smell is important. Remember to shower, gamers. Acordaos de ducharos, gamers. Eso es muy importante. Hay que ducharse, eso siempre. ¡Ay, cute! 3 gatas. Imagino que se llevan bien con la perra. That's cute. Gatitos. Y ahora mismo creo que tengo una aquí detrás en el sofá. I have one of my cats here behind me in the sofa. She's curled up into a ball, super cute. Okay, let's give the flowers the shape they need. Vamos a darle la forma a las flores, porque son así como bastante más largas. Esta tiene 6 pétalos, pero supongo que podemos inventarnos y hacer algunas con 5, ¿no? Voy a mirar. I think there's some that have 5. Yo, fan de Jojo León, ¿qué tal? Welcome to the stream. Bienvenido al stream. Justo me estoy viendo Jojo. Me he estado viendo Jojo últimamente. Estoy en part 5. I'm in part 5 of Jojo. Oh, look! Actually, there's some that do have 5 petals. Algunos sí tienen 5 pétalos. Yippee. Ya no tenemos que inventárnoslo. Ahora está basado en la realidad. Now it's inspired in reality. We don't have to invent it. No tenemos que justificarlo por motivos artísticos. We don't have to justify it with artistic reasons. Yo, Star Life, welcome! How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Approach them and ask them a normal question. Don't make it weird and linger on the question. If they don't respond immediately, apologize and sort yourself out. Krampus, you know so much more than me about talking to girls. I just stand awkwardly far away and try not to look too weird. ¿Cómo aprendiste inglés? Aprendí sobre todo jugando juegos en inglés. Normalmente casi todo el... ¿Cómo decirlo? Desde hace tiempo, simplemente por leer cosas en inglés, en internet, me he ido acostumbrando al idioma. Es muy de eso de que cuanto más usas un idioma, más te lo aprendes. It's like the more you use a language, the more you can learn it. I learned a lot of English from just like reading it on the internet, and that's all. ¿Qué personaje estás dibujando? Es mi OC, una de mis OCs, Vega. Esta señorita. It's this lady over here. This is one of my OCs. Es una de mis OCs. Que además aparece un poquito, más o menos, en uno de mis juegos, en Stories of the Dreaming World. Based on a true story. Like Stories of the Dreaming World. Here it is. ¡Tachán! Si queréis jugar a uno de mis juegos, ahí está uno de ellos. Y si no, están todos los demás aquí en mi itch.io. If you wanna play any of my games, here they are in my itch.io page. Una de mis pocas OCs, sí, una de mis pocas 400 OCs. Yep. One of my few 400 OCs. Yep. Move these over here. I finished her design recently. She had an older design before, and I gave her this revamp recently. Le di este revamp hace poco, este OC. Antes tenía otro vestido naranja y no me gustaba tanto. Ahora me gusta mucho más cómo está. Es una viajera de los sueños. Viaja por el mundo de los sueños y documenta todos los sitios en su diario. She has a journal where she writes about all the places of the dreaming world that she visits. She's a wanderer of the world of dreams. She has the Yo-hooo the compass! Oh my god, you noticed! Yeah, I did use Yo-hooo the compass as a reference for hers. Tomé de referencia la brújula de Yahoda de Genshin para el suyo. No voy a mentir, sí. Está un poco inspirada. Let's see. Oh my god, Crumpets, you know so much. You know a lot. Sabes mucho, Crumpets. ¿Cómo lo haces? ¿Cómo hace para ver el dibujo? Jeje, porque mi flequillo es semitransparente como yo. ¿Ves? Porque podéis hasta ver el chat a través de mí. Así que eso significa que mi flequillo también es semitransparente. Jeje. Nah, prometo que no tienen viruses mis juegos. I promise my games do not have viruses. You can safely download them for free. De momento todos mis juegos son gratis. Así que podéis jugarlos sin problema. Y prometo que no tienen viruses. No voy a robaros vuestros datos. No os preocupéis. Tengo muchos personajes y me gusta hacer historias con ellos. Así que a veces hago cositas en RPG Maker. Sometimes I make games in RPG Maker with my lots of characters. Because I have a lot of characters. I have over 400 characters. Tengo más de 400 personajes que por cierto los dibujo cada lunes. Cada lunes sigo un reto de intentar dibujarlos a todos, como chivis. Así que los lunes tenemos streams de arte, de dibujar chivis. Dice al comienzo que hablabas inglés naturalmente y aprendiste después español. Mucha gente se sorprende cuando descubre lo contrario, ya. La verdad, me siento halagada cuando eso pasa, porque a veces dudo de que mi inglés sea bueno cuando hablo. Porque soy como, quizá no se me entiende, quizá mi acento lo hace extraño. Pero luego la gente se piensa que el inglés es mi idioma nativo y estoy como, no puede ser. Quizá no se me da tan mal. I get surprised every time someone thinks that English is my first language, because I always doubt that, oh, maybe people aren't gonna understand me when I speak, maybe my accent makes it a bit weird, but then people tell me that they think that English was my first language, and I'm like, wait, maybe I'm not so bad at it. Y hacer personajes es muy divertido. Tengo un montón de ellos. Porque siempre se me ocurren historias nuevas y digo, venga, a ver qué personajes pongo en esta historia. Sí, soy English Second Language, yep. Spanish? Spanish Second Language, wait. Técnicamente es cierto. Technically it's true. Spanish is my second language. You might have been joking, Stig, but it's true. Catalan is my first language. And English is my third. Técnicamente es cierto. El español es mi segundo idioma. Porque el primero es el catalán. Y luego tercero el inglés. Hablo muchos idiomas, jeje. I speak a lot of languages. Y ojalá los disfrutáis si jugáis mis juegos. Algunos son bastante cortitos. Recomiendo Goodbye Tired Stars, que es bastante cortito y tiene traducción al español también. Pero es muy cortito, dura 10 minutos. I recommend Goodbye Tired Stars because it's like 10 minutes long. It's really short. And it has a lot of translations. Okay, let's continue with the flowers. I think these flowers, since they are supposed to be the main focus, we're gonna give them some more light to detail them a little bit more. Como estas van a estar en el foco principal, vamos a ponerles un poco más de luz. Las demás así del fondo, estas van a estar un poco menos detalladas, yo creo, o al menos más oscurecidas. Sí, no pasa nada, con jugar los juegos ya es todo el apoyo que necesito. Incluso recomendarlos a más gente, eso siempre ayuda un montón. Si veis a alguien que pueda gustarles las historias que hago, correr la voz siempre ayuda mucho. Creo que incluso poniendo la luz solo en algunos pétalos puede ayudar con el volumen. I think even putting the light only on some petals, it can help with the volume, with how the light touches the flowers. For example, this one should be illuminated. Same with this one, but maybe these two should not. I think it makes sense that way. Creo que tiene sentido así. Okay. Since we've got this lighter blue, we're gonna put it here in the eyes too. Let's fix this. There we go. ¿Estudias otros idiomas aparte del inglés? No realmente. Me gustaría aprender japonés porque hay muchas cosas que no están traducidas que me gustaría leer o jugar que solo están en japonés. Pero estoy muy en nivel básico. No lo estoy estudiando activamente, pero voy aprendiendo simplemente por ver anime, porque soy mega weeb. También por escuchar doblajes en japonés, se va aprendiendo poco a poco. Me approaching a woman in a bar following Crumpet's advice. Could I interest you in stories of the dreaming world? Surely that will work. Maybe I should start saying that. I'm gonna start every conversation like that. Surely it will work. It's a normal question, right? Totalmente, es una pregunta normal. Creo que el hombro aquí debería destacar un poco más. Yo, Chestnut, welcome! Wait, judging from your greeting, did you change your name? Are you Puck? I might have recognized you. Welcome to the stream! Alternative idea. Have you tried award-winning MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with a free trial? That's the best conversation opener for sure, yeah. Ese seguro que funciona. Hablarles de Final Fantasy XIV. Have you heard of the MMORPG with the free trial that lasts, wait, up to level 80? With no limitation on playtime and includes the full base game and the critically acclaimed expansions Heavensward, Stormblood, and now Shadowbringers? With no limitation on playtime? I also recommend it. It's really good. I love Final Fantasy XIV. Ahí, luego hay que explicar todo el lore. Eso seguro que funciona. If she says yes, it's a green flag or a red flag. Clearly a green flag. Of course it's a green flag. Y muchas gracias por encontrarme. Y gracias YouTube por a veces hacer cosas buenas como traerle streams a la gente. Green woman, like me. Green woman, good. Always. Yeah, hay ninjas, yeah. Hay ninjas en el Final Fantasy XIV. Es la evolución de Rogue. Y está bastante cool como clase. Puedes hacer sellos. Tienes unas habilidades que son cada una un sello y tienes que hacer combinaciones para desbloquear ciertos ataques. Y está bastante cool. Es divertido. It's pretty fun. Ninja in Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, the shadows in here. There we go. Nah, las historias tengo que guardar mis secretos. Si no tiene sentido jugarlas. I need to keep my stories a little bit secret, otherwise what's the point in playing them, right? Look at that, that's looking really cute now. I like it. Me gusta cómo está quedando. Oh yeah, let's save. I haven't saved in a while, I think. Creo que no he guardado en un rato. Here we go. Let's also finish the flowers a little bit more. Maybe purple? Doesn't seem like a bad color for the lines between them. Look at that, looks pretty nice. Es bastante bonito hacer las líneas en morado. Here we go. We're still gonna leave some lines dark, because this way we can differentiate them from other things in the background. Oh wait, there's a pixel the wrong color in there. Sí, aquí los RPGs, me gustan mucho los RPGs. Quiero jugar muchos más en el canal. Aquí es buen sitio para RPGs. Jeje. Es todo lo que hago. Dibujar y jugar RPGs. That's all that I do. Playing RPGs and drawing. Wait, there are two different colors? Hold on. Is it this? Oh, that's the other one. Okay. Yeah. En esta casa apreciamos los RPGs. ¡Wow! Que vaya bien, Michi. Muchas gracias por venir. Cuídate. Espero que disfrutes los juegos. Let's now do the outline. Maybe it's not even necessary to do the outline, but I kind of want to do it. Yeah. Hablando de RPGs, mañana tenemos otro stream de Arafel. Speaking of RPGs, tomorrow we have another stream of Arafel. We're gonna be continuing the story. This time I'm not gonna get so distracted, I promise. I'm not gonna get super distracted collecting materials. Because we left it at a very dire moment. Things are really dire right now. We gotta focus, we need to lock in. Nos quedamos en un momento muy chungo. Y eso es que hay que centrarnos ahora. Probably it's more like 90% of the map already. I did not expect most of it to be accessible from the beginning. Like, wow. Like, it's my way of playing RPGs is checking everything that is accessible before proceeding in the story. So if you give me the entire map accessible from the beginning, I'm gonna try to explore everything, and it might not be the best idea because a lot of enemies are stronger than me. There are a lot of places that had enemies that were way too strong yet, so we'll get to that eventually when we are higher level, and we can get some more party members. Guessing that Ara didn't fell on its own. It was Yomi who pushed it like mega. No, it wasn't. No. We'll find out. So far, there has only been one fall. It wasn't an Ara who fell, so we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. We'll find out if the Ara will fall. Es verdad, hablando de RPGs, no sé si habéis visto, hay una demo de un juego ahora en Steam, que creo que salió hace poco, que se llama The Adventures of Elliot, and it looks pretty cool. Speaking of 2.5D games earlier in the stream, it's a game like that, and it does look really cool. Let me see if I can find that link. Looks pretty nice. Here it is. Juego de pero hecho por Square. Yeah, se ve interesante. Estuve viendo un poco de la demo y se ve bastante cool. Tengo curiosidad por los juegos de Ys también. I'm curious about the Ys games too. I haven't played any of them. I also want to play a lot more Tales of. The ones that I have played, I enjoyed them. También disfruté los Tales of. Quiero jugar más Tales of en algún momento. Sí, se ve muy cool. Lo que vi de la demo también se veía bastante cool. Está interesante. A ver. Pon un poco de luz aquí. El pelo aquí abajo es como lo más complicado que va a ser aquí. Porque no sé muy bien cómo hacerlo. Vamos a improvisar como siempre. We're gonna improvise like always. Recuerda el Dragon Quest HD 2D Remakes, ya nombre más largo. Los remakes siempre acaban con nombres largos. Es curioso como muchos remakes acaban siendo así en 2.5D. It's curious that a lot of remakes end up being like these in 2.5D. For example, I think Live Alive is also with this aesthetic. I also want to play it at some point. Quiero jugar al Live Alive algún momento también. Ok, el pelo está un poco confuso. ¿Cómo hacemos esto? Por aquí va este mechón. Y esto aquí. ¡Uy! Estaba escuchando ruidos en el sofá. Y es porque hay una gata bajo una manta. ¿Qué haces ahí? Veo un bulto en la manta moverse. Súper gracioso. I see a blob under a blanket moving the couch. It's super funny. I think here we can delete a little bit of the hair. Maybe not so much, maybe here. Can you not scratch the couch at least? I can hear you. She thinks she's hiding. Alguna vez me ha pasado que no he visto el bulto en el sofá y me he sentado por accidente. Y entonces he escuchado un miau. Hay una en concreto de mis gatos que le encanta ponerse bajo las mantas. There's one of my cats specifically that loves being under blankets. Every time I see a blob in a blanket, I know that it's her. She's super cute. And then if you touch the blob, you can hear a meow. Super tiny meow. Vale, creo que así el cabello puede estar bien. Es divertido dibujar cabello. Me gusta cuando queda así como muy caótico. Pero también tiene que tener un poco de sentido. I like when the hair ends up super chaotic, but I also want it to make a little bit of sense. Here we can put... It's looking pretty nice actually. Look at the difference from the beginning. Because at the beginning, these look like these. Wait. This is how it has changed from the beginning of the stream. That's wild. Así es como se veía al principio del stream. Y así es como está ahora. Ha cambiado bastante ya. Había que confiar en el proceso. Had to trust the process. Es muy grande la diferencia. Ha pasado de un caos de líneas borrosas a un dibujo de verdad. Can here maybe put a bit of light in it too. There we go. Hay que tomar el tiempo que hace falta para cocinar. We need to take our time cooking. Because when we finish cooking, it always turns out delicious. It always ends up being good food. This better. There might have to be a bit of light here because the shoulder is there. I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Where's this chaos and drama? This is too cozy. Too bad. That's what we have here today. Only comfiness and coziness and chill. Hehe. You're now trapped in the comfy stream. Most profound words ever spoken. Remember that before you cook and eat, things need to be chopped and cooked. I repeat, cooked 2 times. I messed it up, but you get the gist of it. Things need to be Things need to be chopped and cooked before they are served and ate. Jimmy reacts to price hikes drama. Let's not talk about the economy. Let's not talk about the economy. That's gonna hurt me. I will cry if we talk about the economy. But prices rising. It's terrible. Si hablamos de la economía lloraré. Me pondré triste. No ha quedado nada mal la manga, me gusta cómo queda eso. I like that. Let's put a bit color in there. Maybe here, the hair should also be a little bit lower. If you cook for a person, then the person eats. If a person eats, they cook. If you cook, teach person. Person cooks, eats. Person teaches, cook. Person starve. But what if person fish? If person fish, then cook, person not starve. If fish cook, then food. Fish love. Thank you, Gigi Marine, for your wisdom. Will forever stick with me. The wise words. not too convinced with this. Learn how fish cook person not starve from orange lady too. It's one of the best clips. It's amazing. I quote that video on like an almost daily basis. Also the cow one. The cow one is also really good. Cow happy. If cow have bad, cow happy. Something like that. I think the shadow here should be a little bit bigger. I need to fix the belt a little bit. I think the belt turned out a little bit too wide and thick, perhaps. Should be a little bit less. There we go. Like when you heard her scream while she was falling from the red hand with the blue plane's perspective. I don't think I saw that one, did I? I don't know. But I remember the Bogus Vinted. Bogus Vinted will never not be good. ¿Qué más detalles faltan? El fondo. Falta el fondo. Me da miedo el fondo. También aquí un poco. Esta sombra no está del todo bien. The shadow needs some work. She pulled the green peanuts into Valley dancing with her like a ballroom. I think the last clip that I saw was the one with the skeleton. That was something. That clip was really something. The skeleton breakdancing. That one! Yes, 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 the skeleton breakdancing. Amazing. Incredible moments. Okay. I think this part can also be a little bit more lit up. We're almost done for today. Only 5 more minutes, and I think we're gonna leave it here for today. Because it will have been the 3 hours of stream. It's been pretty productive. We did quite a bit. Wow! I heard the cat. Cats are fighting, probably. Okay. Well, this most of the hair now already makes a lot more sense, I think. I like it. I like how it's looking. Let's save. I still think the ear is a little bit weird. It might be because we're missing some hair in here. Sube más a una vez que un gato. Hacen maullidos muy extraños mis gatos. Ah, mira, Laura está aquí. Mire. Mire, ven aquí. conmigo. Me está esquivando, no me deja. No me deja. ¡Ah! ¿Por qué huyes de mí? She ran away from me. She dodged me masterfully. I wasn't able to pick her up. No he podido levantarla en brazos. Me ha esquivado. Ok, creo que de momento lo podemos dejar aquí. I think for now we can leave it here. I'm gonna continue, maybe a bit off stream. I still have a lot of work to do in terms of drawings. I need to finish this one, I need to finish some others. I need to finish so much stuff. So for now, maybe I'll continue this one on stream, maybe I'll do it off stream. It's gonna be probably an entire stream of doing flowers. Probablemente la próxima vez que veáis este dibujo será en un stream de hacer solo flores. Porque queda casi todo hacer las flores. Y ahí solo un poquito del fondo. Pero ya casi está. Ella ya casi está. No le queda mucho. Realmente lo que falta es las líneas estas. All that is left is like these lines, which I can probably take some other, these ones. There's supposed to be some lines like these here in the belt. I'll do some of them since we're at it. Estas podemos hacerlas así. The bakery could use some extra thickness. Nah, she's very flat. She's super flat. She's a stick. There's no thickness in this bakery. Lo siento mucho, no hay thick en esta panadería, es un palo. Sometimes that's how it is. A veces es lo que hay. Okay, let's finish this. Yeah, mostly all that's left is that. Just putting a little bit more detail in the belt. Still wonder if it looks a little bit too thick, the belt. It should be like this. Maybe what is a little bit too wide, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe there could even be one of these things to hold the belt in place. Quizá lo que falta es como una de estas enganches para sujetar el cinturón. Algo así. Doesn't look bad actually. No se ve mal, yo creo. Un poco más así. Y ya está. Creo que de momento lo dejamos así. I think for now we're gonna leave it like this. And I'll continue it some other time, either on stream or off stream. We'll see, depending on how much is left and how much I can work on it off stream. So yeah, I would say pretty good work. Look at the difference one last time. La diferencia una última vez es como, wow. Ha cambiado mucho. It has changed quite a bit. So, for now, this will be all for today. Thank you all so much for accompanying me. It's been a pretty productive stream. Wait, let me put it on screen so you can all see it. Alright. I'm pretty happy with today's work. That was a lot more than I expected I would be able to do. Pude avanzar bastante más de lo que esperaba en realidad. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarme hoy. Nos vemos mañana con Arafel. I'll see you tomorrow with Arafel. But for today, thank you so much for accompanying me. For now, take care and I will see you next time. Por ahora, cuidaos mucho y nos veremos en la próxima, ¿cierto? Hay que ver cómo ha acabado la poll. Hay que cerrar la poll. Últimos votos. Venga. Si alguien no ha votado, voy a cerrar la poll en nada. I'm gonna close the poll in a few seconds. If someone hasn't voted, it's now or never. But the winner, I think it's pretty clear. Winter and winner. They rhyme. They sound very similar, so of course it was bound to be. So with 38%, 62%, Team Winter wins! Let's go! Go Team Winter! I knew we would win. Sabía que íbamos a ganar. Ganó el Team Invierno con 62%. Yo confié, siempre confié en nuestro equipo. Ok, ganamos. Ay, mira, ha venido la gata a decir adiós. Meow. Okay, lady, let's say goodbye for today. Meow. So, I'll see you tomorrow with Arafel. Ah! Okay. She started walking backwards to jump out of the chair. Okay, now for real. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time. Cuidaos mucho y nos veremos en la próxima. Bye bye.